Here's my little cursor thing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, welcome back. This is our 5th segment today. And my name is Heidi Little, and we are here for International Children's Month, World Peace and Prayer Day, Global Unity Week. This panel is all about World Peace and Prayer Day, about Chief Looking Horse, and about us coming together in love, care, and respect. And I am honored to be here with you all. So, Myron, are you on here somewhere? You are, right? I want someone to open with a little prayer, please, and a blessing, because you guys already started this one earlier on today. Who's going to do it?
I can do it if you want. I mean,
Yes.
It says that I am Myron Tui, but I am me. But I can pray for us.
Introduce yourself, love, and come on in and let's call this action.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Tokata Iron Eyes. I'm 16 years old. I'm from the Standing Rock Reservation, and I'm happy to be here with all of you. You know what? I think I might actually sing a song. Hoye ma kiayo, chema kiayo. Hoye ma kiayo, yani piktelo hae. Daku heku, iye duktelo. Hoye ma kiayo, yani piktelo hae. Hoye ma kiayo, chema kiayo. Hoye ma kiayo, yani piktelo hae. Daku heku, iye duktelo. Hoye ma kiayo, yani piktelo hae. That's it.
Beautiful, sister. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, to our new people who just joined, mute is your friend unless you are speaking. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We're super happy to have you here, and that was beautiful. And considering that it's International Children's Month and you are a youth, yay, could Creator have set us up for even more of a perfect time together? I don't think so. Yay, it's fabulous. Okay, great. So Iron Eyes, blessings. All right, Carol, you are up next, my friend. We are excited to have all our panelists with us today, and I would ask you to do, please, a short introduction and a blessing, and then head into whatever it is you're going to share with us for this day. Carol, you ready? Where'd she go? Okay, Vic?
Yes, hello.
You're up, my friend.
Okay, great.
Tell us about yourself, Vic. Who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing here? And what's happening with World Peace and Prayer Day today, please?
Yeah, so my name is Vic Barrett. I'm a youth climate activist. I'm 21 years old. I'm here today. I think understanding is I'm just gonna kind of speak to what I've been doing out in the world, kind kind of give a little bit of a prayer. I'm excited for the experience. I have something written, and I'll just do that and then pass it on to the next speaker. If that sounds good. Vic Beret Nidibe, Garifuna Nuguya. Vic Beret is my name. I'm Garifuna. My people are an Afro-Indigenous community from the island of St. Vincent in the Caribbean. In the 18th and 19th centuries, we were pushed from our homeland by British colonial power, and we settled on the coasts of Honduras and Belize. Despite overwhelming adversity, our community emancipated ourselves from colonization. My ancestors fought back to protect children to come, and I am one of those children. I am a 21-year-old Afro-Latinx, Afro-Indigenous climate justice activist. I've been a climate justice activist for 6 years. And most notably, I'm a plaintiff on a lawsuit with 20 other young people suing the US federal government for the direct action they've taken to disproportionately impact my generation from climate change. My prayer that I bring today isn't just for my case and the hope that it wins within the systems that we've been provided, but that the stories of my fellow plaintiffs and I can inspire other young people around the world to take autonomy into their own hands and take our future into our own hands, something that we already see happening on the front lines of the movement for Black lives right now. Young people are tired, but young people are bold, and that's absolutely why everything is changing. I was born into a world in which my future is currently being stolen to me, born into a world in which my past already has been in so many ways. I pray that we can remove the violence out of the air that Black people breathe. There's a spectacular violence of the police on marginalized people, but there's also the slow violence of dispossession and disenfranchisement on those same communities by fossil fuel companies and the pollution that they pump into our systems. My case against the government rests on the fact that for decades, our government has consciously put policies in place that have caused the climate crisis that we find ourselves in, and that they've weaponized our land against the people who know how to protect it best. I also pray for my other Afro-Indigenous people who are fighting on the front lines that a lot of folks can't even see. This is an old story though, a story that my generation is tired of hearing, of always having to fight back. And that's why we're in the streets, and that's why we're all over your news feeds, because we're trying to write a new story. And I pray that in 2030, the history books are going to show just how hard every single one of us fought to make the amazing world that's waiting for us on the other side of this. So thank you.
Thank you. That's beautiful. We appreciate your power and support you as the youth rise and their voices are heard, and the old ways we've treated our children and our youth transform into something based in love, care, and respect. And thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. We support you. Thank you. Yay. Keep it strong, my brother. Okay, Bertie, where are you? There he is. All right, Bertie, you're up, my friend. You've got a ceremony to go to, apparently. That's what it's about here. So hallelujah. Here we go.
Yeah, so good day from Northern Quebec, Canada. My name is Bertie Apache, and I come from, well, I'm a member of the Cree Nation of Northern Quebec. And we've been facing quite a bit here over the years, past few decades. We lost a lot of rivers, through damming and forestry, and the Mother Earth on this part of the earth, I guess, has been suffering quite a bit. And a lot of what we faced, I guess, there's a lot of sick people today. It's not just from this pandemic, but over the years, we've suffered quite a bit from different types of illnesses. And I think, a large part of what we're facing today with alcoholism and drug addiction, there's still so much going on We are considered, one of the wealthiest nations in the world, and we've done well for ourselves. But there are some things we've overlooked for quite some time, and one of them has been, looking after our environment, which is something I feel we failed quite a bit. When you look at the amount of land that's been flooded for the last 40 years, forestry, how much we've lost, there's just a lot of damage, I guess, even though it's a beautiful piece of land, an area, and there's still a lot we can use today. But there's a lot that we lost as well. And at the same time, I guess, the more wealth, the more we're well off, I guess. There's more things we forget to attend to. So social issues, our overall health has been impacted, by everything that's been going on. So I asked today for prayers for our people, I guess, to pay attention to our environment into the future, and also pay more attention to our health. But most importantly, asking the people of the world, our brothers and sisters, to pray for us to get well. And we do our best, just like everybody else. We may have done well in some places, in some areas in life, but we suffer. Like, our people still suffer from alcoholism and drug addiction. There's still lots of abuse going on. So today I join all of you and ask for your prayers to help us turn things around and focus on the real things rather than the material. So, greetings to all of you, and I love you all as brothers and sisters.
Oh, thank you so much, and many blessings for your day today. Lots of strength behind all of that which was said, and we appreciate you. Paramount appreciation. Yay. Okay, fabulous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you next time. Yay. Okay, fantastic. All right, Sean, you're in my upper left-hand corner, my friend, which means you're on. Perfect.
Okay, I had to unmute there.
Yay. Welcome. Please tell us who you are and everything you come with. No small thing.
Okay, Sean Mulford, Yanishia. Cutting us on Ninchla. Mai dash Gijni Bushes Chain. Class Chi that should che. Tot Sotni A that Chanella. 8 out the Ninchla. My name is Sean Mulford, and we have our 4 clans that we use to identify our blood flow with. We have our father's clan, our mother's clan, our mother's father's clan, and our father's father's clan. And when you bring those together, that gives you your identity as a human being, as a Dene person. And so I'm speaking from, as they say, from the heart. And I want to talk a little bit about some of the confusion that we had earlier with the technology. That's just sometimes when the good stuff happens, we have to struggle through those type of things, and we have to be persistent and patient and clear on our direction, our path to come to this place that we are right now. And I'm honored. Thank you for inviting me. When Chief Orville Looking Horse asks you to be a part of something, you have to jump at that and be where you need to be and just stand there until they call on you. And that's where we're at today. He's a part of Elders Council, and an integral part of that council of elders. And my job has been to facilitate for those elders, the spiritual elders. They don't do these type of things with the technology, email, all of those things. Some don't even have the cell phone. And so my job is to help facilitate and support them as they go and protect their way of life and maintain their ceremonies, their prayers, and to perpetuate them into the future for the next generation. The young people we heard earlier speaking, that's a welcomed fresh breath of air for us, because I've been in all these meetings and it's usually just the elders that are there talking, and now that I see the young people coming forth, they're beginning to realize that the adults in the room, so to speak, are not protecting their future. And so as a result, they have to be stepping forward and begin to speak for their own future. And so one thing that we have to recognize is that these young people can't do it alone. They can't, they need our help. They need the help of the nature, the creator, the creation. And so they have a lot of energy, but we also have to guide and cultivate that energy in the right direction. The path has been laid already for us by our ancestors. It's an ancient path that the elders have and are standing on now, as Orville talked about earlier in the day. That path is there. It might have some bushes over it, and it may not be well tracked right now, but it is there, and we just have to be guided by the great stars above, by the migrations, the animals, the seasons, all of the natural elements. And then that is the path that we need to follow. And so as we begin to look at our prayer for today, we have to understand what we're dealing with here and where we're going. And I think one of the things that we have to really address as Indigenous people and people all over the world is that these man-made laws that have been created, a majority of them are in violation of the great spiritual law, the Creator's natural law. And so, we have a responsibility to follow the Creator's natural law. And when we don't, we run into all kinds of problems. And I think we're seeing those problems today in the weather pattern, in the atmosphere, Fukushima, the poisoning of our oceans with the nuclear waste, and all kinds of stuff in the air, everything. And we're violating the Creator's natural law at such an extent that there are consequences when you do that. And we're seeing those consequences, as the last gentleman had spoken, in the health of our communities, in our people, and we're seeing those consequences in the environment. The trees are dying, the fish are dying in mass quantities, and we have to begin to address these issues and address these laws that are abusing the earth and abusing the people. So as we begin to really understand what we're dealing with here, we have to know that a lot of it comes from written laws by the man, and when we look at the 1872 mining law, that here's a law that has basically given mining companies the right to destroy the environment. That's a problem. That's a real problem. And I know that the spiritual people, are not political people, but at some point, the spiritual people do stand up to politics.
Yeah.
And that's a real distinction that we have to understand with one another is when you look at Orville and all the spiritual elders and medicine people around, they're not political people, but they sure will stand up to politics. And that's what we have to support them on that journey, what they're going to do into the future to protect the unborn life. And so today I'm honored to share my voice with the others and to help facilitate and bring about a change. Right now we are in the COVID pandemic, and really it is how we are going to respond to this pandemic is really going to determine our future. We have to respond in a way that as Indigenous people, we're standing on our way of life, our medicine, our language, our prayer. If we respond in that fashion, we've been here a long time, and we will continue to be here as long as we stand on our way of life. And so, and we need to bring the people, that are new to this land. When they first came here, we had a responsibility to teach them how to live here. I remember one of the medicine people said, I test that our ways are not written down. He said, I can test that. They're written in the trees, in the plants, the animals, in the clouds, in all of nature. You just don't know how to read it. And so that was our mistake in the beginning, is we didn't teach those that are new to this land how to live in harmony here. And so we have to now, at this point, we have to pick up that responsibility as Aboriginal Indigenous peoples to show that path, that ancient path that we talked about, and said, if we hope to survive into the future, this is the way to do it. And that's what we're here to do. That's what the Elders Council is here to do. And we need the support as we protect our sacred areas and all over the world. And I hate to start naming them, because once you start naming them, you start to leave some out. And so I just have to say, we have to support all Indigenous peoples in their effort to defend their right to live the way the Creator taught them to live. And that includes the birds, the animals, the trees, and all creation. We all have a right to live the way the Creator taught us. And that's what we're standing on as Indigenous people. So yeah, thank you very much for allowing me this moment to say that much. There's a lot more to say, but we're standing with Orville today, and we will continue to stand. And even the young people, the one gentleman said that he was one of the litigants. They gave us these stones, those young people from that are suing the government, and we hold on to these things. So because when we go to the meeting, we hold these things, and then that way they're with us, and then we stand together, coming together to unite in that. And so we're standing with Paula and Orville today, and we're here to add that prayer into it. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Powerful. Thank you. Many blessings for your day. Many blessings for your day, my brother. And thank you for sharing everything that you've shared. It's the power of the one, yeah? We all put our hearts together. And we're going to rise. We are rising. We are becoming. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you for everything. And thank you for bearing witness to the children and the youth too. I appreciate you. Yay. Okay. I have no idea what the planned order was, so I'm just going to continue on my merry way here as people are appearing on my screen, okay? Ella, are you here as a panelist or are you here as a lover of the panel? There's a little, yeah, there you go.
I already spoke, so I'm not sure if you want me to speak again.
Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm getting, a yes, yes, yes. Do me a favor, Ella, and speak as if many, many people are trying to hear you. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, we're ready for you.
Yeah. So I am from South Africa, and I was born in South Africa. And my parents came to South Africa many years back. So I'm first generation born in South Africa. There are many people who are of Indian origin who are like fourth, fifth, and sixth generation Indians in South Africa. Most of us feel that we would like to just be known as South Africans because we have developed a South African identity. But unfortunately, the apartheid system that we had and within which we grew up wanted us to be separated in terms of race because it was a highly racialized society. With the results that in South Africa you found little pockets where, you know, people of one race group would be living together. So they go to a school where you have only that race group and so on. Now, I grew up, fortunately, in an area where we lived together. Different races were living there. It was one of those places that was overlooked by the government at that time. So I grew up there with, you know, different race groups as my neighbors, as playmates, and so on. But what happened is that in around 1980s, the government, you know, started telling us to move out. They wanted to buy the land and move us to a place where people of Indian origin would be living. And most of us refused to do that. We were born there, we lived there for many years. Our parents lived there, and we didn't want to move out. So then they had to find a way to get us out. Now, the other story, which is also important, is that during the course of the time, up to, you know, 1970s, 80s, the apartheid government took away a large chunk of the land so that the African community, which is the majority community in South Africa, they were given only 13% of the land, 13% of the land that belonged to them. The balance of the land other people would live in. Majority of it was occupied by the so-called white communities, and then the other race groups like the Indian, people of Indian origin, people of mixed origin, colored people. And so land has been and still continues to be a major problem in South Africa. So in 85, they started a violent confrontation. And many of the Indian people of Indian origin were moved out of the area where I was born, which is called the Inanda, place. It's called Inanda. And they were moved out of there forcibly. Their houses were burnt down. There was terrible violence in the area. And they lived in an adjoining, right next door to Inanda, there was a township called Phoenix Township. And most of them were then accommodated in that township. So when Paula and them came to South Africa and said a prayer for us, it was a prayer to unite the two communities, the African communities in Inanda and the Indian community in Phoenix. And that was the beginning of the prayers and the unity. To this day, in 1994, we've got democracy in South Africa, but to this day, we are still struggling to have a common identity, which we can say we are all South Africans, and no race labels attached to us. We are still struggling to have equity because we still have a highly unequal society in South Africa. And the land is still not equitably divided into all the race groups. So we are struggling. It's a struggle in progress. And hopefully now we will have a better world. So we are praying that with the prayers now and with COVID-19, which has in a way united the people because it affects everybody. It doesn't look at color, it doesn't look at class, it affects everyone. And so hopefully we will be united, and hopefully there will be a better system going forward. So this is our prayer. This is what my prayer is today. And I think a lot of South African people are praying with us. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Good. Oh, yes, my sister. Feeling all of that deeply for you and sending out understanding, love, care, and respect for all the people and the balance of the land, and understanding how you can all work together. May all the hearts be lit. In the name of love, care, and respect. Thank you for your share. Deeply felt, and we're here to support you. Thank you so much for being a part of this World Peace and Prayer Day. I love you. Yay. I love you.
You all.
I know, here we grow. We're doing it. This is what love looks like. Yay. Okay. Let's see here. Bernard Aborigine. I want to say your last name right, from Australia. Bernard, are you here? Awesome. Hi, Bernard. You're up, my friend. Would you please tell us all about yourself, and give us the short version, of course. Since we've condensed 4 hours into an hour and a half, you're watching World Peace and Prayer Day live to the world. Thank you for joining your hearts with ours. Here we grow. This is Bernard. Thank you, Bernard.
Thank you very much, our beautiful sister. Again, the job, and hello everyone. Bernard. My name is Bernard. Yalami Yuladala, come, our ancestor, creator, father. Yalami Gwanganga, come, our ancestor, creator, mother. Yalami Biriganyam, come, the son of the creators, the Southern Cross. Come, every single heartbeat that beats across this planet. Come in spirit. I want to introduce myself to you. I wasn't born with a native name in this land. I don't speak much of my native tongue in this land, but I know that it's rippling through my veins every day. I know a little bit of my native tongue, and that little bit is what I latch onto with all of my love and heart. There's two paintings that I've done that are sitting up behind me, and there's a dolphin up here. This one up here. I was never a painter, so I told myself. And this painting up here, it's about my beautiful mum who had born 9 children from her womb. And the clouds up above and the reeds that she journeyed through life with are a reminder that we've got to go through ebb and flow. We've got to go through problems to get to our happiness. And our problems remind us of how we move forward. And it was a message for her 9 children and all of her grandkids. And I done that when my beautiful daughter had taken her first footsteps back in 2013. My mum passed away in 1998. I was only 19. The other canvas belongs to my father. I'd done this painting at his house, and he went on the day that I started to do that canvas. So I only wanted to sit with him to see what his views and how he felt about me painting. And the last time my father had seen that painting when it was finished, which is where it is now, and it's a representation of the Southern Cross, who I just called in as Birrigan, the son of Yuladala and Warangan. And I asked my father on his deathbed to open his eyes to see this painting. And I said, Dad, what do you think about that? And with all of his energy that he had left of his life, he managed to give me a little thumb up. And I was very, very happy with Dad's reply. That's my mother, who is going back to Yuladala, her dreaming. That's my father, who has gone back to Yuladala dreaming. I don't say going back quite. I say that very lightly because I know they haven't gone anywhere. I know that they're here. I walked out here to the stars earlier on and said a prayer to the stars, to the star people, to our relatives that are always sleeping under the stars. And there's a little girl in my life who's my daughter, who's probably sleeping under the same stars as everyone in the Southern Hemisphere. It's about 5 a.m. in the morning. And I just want to show you a little watercolor painting that she done of spring. I come from a people called the Gumbenga people. In the year of 1842, the pioneers, there was a Clement Hodgkinson, his name was. He arrived here to do a survey by the Governor General of New South Wales. And he was he was the first person to make contact with our ancestors. And here in this town of Barlingen, or the colony, I call it, of Bellingen, that was a highly significant place for timber, cedar. And as per usual, to their program of ego and unconsciousness, they came along and they thought that they had the ability to take over this land. And they did in many ways to set up a Shire Council. And there's a rock over here on the other side of the river that celebrates the first white child born. And I want to share with you just a little story about being born here. There's a mountain just out here with a big face on it. And the man that you see in that face, he was responsible for looking after the birthing pools here in the Promised Land. And when he took his eyes off that, Ulladulla had punished him and turned him into Julum, which is mountain. And we live on like everywhere around this world. I mean this, my beautiful people. Everywhere around this world is sacred. Our beautiful mother, and she's all of our mother and our father. Nobody gives anyone consent or permission to penetrate skin without consent. And the earth that we walk and tickle the soles of our feet on every day is the skin of our mother. And these European fellas that we call white people or whatever, I call them brothers and sisters that are bloody asleep. And I pray, I really, really do pray that they wake the hell up. Our ancestors have aligned and they've joined forces like they have over evolution. And they are sad. I went out here to a place that has never been touched. And there was a platypus come and present itself. Now, platypus in this country is very, very rare, but it comes from an old place. And I went and sat in this old place, and the land is calling for its children to return. So my job is to gather all the elders in Gumbangri and take them to this place and let them be the children that they were deprived to be by colonialism. Allow them the opportunity so Ulladulla, Birrig and Gwangan can come and bless them with their beautiful lives. And their children's children, me and my daughter and all of our children will be able to see, the land is calling for us to see these places. And I pray for the health of not only the Gumbangri people, but the Jangati people, the Bunjalung people, the Yorta Yorta people, all the people around this land of Australia that have been heavily, colonised. And I know that we're only babies in terms of colonialism across this planet. But, we can't let these people that are asleep get to the best of us. We're better than them. Our ancestors, Uncle Arvel Looking Horse, he knows that we're better than them. Every single person that is here right now, Johnny Arson, who invited me to be here, Myron Dewey. I went over to Lakota, to Dakota Nation 2 years ago, and I sat with a Chief Eagle, in his sweat lodge, or in his lodge. And my father had passed away 2 weeks before I arrived. And Chief Eagle said to me, there's 2 young men over there and my brother sits over there. Go and say hello to them before we get into this lodge. So I did. And I said hello to those 2 boys and they greeted me with love. And I went and sat next to his brother. And I said, hello, Uncle, how you going? And he said, I'm good. And I said, my name's Bernard. And he said, oh, my name's Larry. And Larry was the name of my father. And I knew that my father's spirit was there. When I got off the plane in San Francisco and jumped on a tram to go around to the Kaha, the first animal that I seen in a new land that I've never been outside of Australia before was a black hawk coming down the hills, flying towards that tram or towards my spirit. And I know that my Creator rebirthed my father into Garil, Nyalungi Garil, Clever Man Eagle. Wherever I go, I see that eagle. And we got eagles in our dreaming, all of us, All of our ancestors have got that in us. Our children have been fabricated by this Western system, and we have to continue fighting it, and we'll always continue to fight it. As native as born as our day of birth, and the breath of a buffalo to a butterfly here in the promised land of Gumbaynggirr, we are the people of change. We have made our own sacrifices, my beautiful brothers and sisters and aunties and uncles and family. We are family through the every bit of skin that we tear back is the same color. The blood that runs through all of our veins is the same color. And I invite that to the European brothers and sisters here at a protest 2 weeks ago about Black Lives Matters.
Mhm, mhm.
I said to them, my sister, I said, if we're going to talk about black and then lives and then matter, listen to this for a reality check on your life. When you come through the gene pool of your beautiful mum's belly, you have something that's black that follows you every single day for the rest of your life. And you don't question that. And that thing is called your shadow.
Mm, mm,
You don't even look at it because you're so asleep to it.
mm, mhm.
And you don't have a remote control to change the color of your shadow, people. Advanced technology ain't so advanced to get to the spirit of shadow.
Mhm.
So think about that. And that color projects black mainly. And when you drive away from here, remember that you're driving away on black tires, and have a think about where those tires came from. And try and say bloody thank you to mother and father. Use your manners, you sleep kids of this planet. You're asleep. And my father had asked me before his passing to do a favor. And I said, what's the favor, Father? He said, son, you need to wake these people up.
Aw,
He said, but you can't wake these people up, son, with anger in your heart. And I had a lot of anger.
sure,
I still do.
sure.
But I put that anger to the soles of my feet so that mother can take it away.
Mm,
And as much as we can get angry, love is the only thing that'll ever win. They get scared of love. The people that are asleep, my beautiful brothers and sisters and family, they get scared when love comes together.
mhm, mhm.
So please, I pray that my energy and my love and my family here in Gumbaynggirr and the families all around this world and all of our old elders that are still with us and all of our ancient creators, you know, I read every day. There was a brother, I think it was Sean, talking about our writing is in the trees,
Right.
and our writings are in the waters and in the skies. The writing that I see is our ancestors' faces, ancient beings I see in the rippled waters up here in the Promised Land. And these European brothers and sisters that are asleep, that govern, they don't govern my heart. They don't govern our ancestors' hearts. They've murdered, deliberately raped and pillaged our hearts. And we ask for, like every nation around this world, we ask for reparation. And we hope that that comes one day. And I know that it's there. We're just going to keep praying and moving forward together as one beautiful people. And we all children of mum and dad.
Thank you, Bernard. Thank you,
Love
brother.
to you all, my beautiful relations.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you. Backing you up in your prayers for Australia and all the tribal relations there. Thank you for your share. World Peace and Prayer Day. Ben Rod, how you feeling, my brother? You ready to unmute yourself and introduce?
Yeah. I think, can you hear me?
We can. Welcome.
Oh, it worked.
It did work. Welcome.
Yeah,
Nice to see
yeah. Good to see you. Yeah. sometimes on this Zoom, it's kind of difficult. And I do different talks for groups and things, and sometimes the technology gets away from me. So, but anyway, Ben Rod Omblito Kahia le Uolo he metako pina he me wa check ya na he wa ste ampetu le he ampetu to ampetu luta lile wa stepste he me metako pina ha le he we trust ri o yate na ha lile wogla ke le lile wa steste. My relatives, I have greeted you in the Lakota language, and I'm trying to I'll translate as well as I can, as I told you my name and my language, and also gave thanks to the Creator for this beautiful day, red day and blue day. We have the clouds and we have the sun. So, and send that out to you all. And I've been listening, and I've been very impressed by the power of the words and the emotions and the thoughts that are being expressed here this morning, and also now. It's very powerful. It's enlightening and emboldening, so to speak, of the directions that we are needing to go. I love Mr. Gandhi's words, Allah, and then Sean's, and the young man now from Australia. I've worked in their lands and helped them in South Africa and in Australia, assisting where we can on a spiritual level. And sometimes I was in South Africa when I worked there on political issues that affected the freedom that was so desperately needed by the dark-skinned peoples and Mr. Mandela. But I have a message today, and I want to express it. And I thank you for allowing me to be able to talk with you for a few minutes. We here in the Chesapa, the Black Hills of South Dakota, we have lit our fire, and it burned through the time of the changing in the stars last night. And we were in ceremony in lodge. You call it sweat lodge, we call it initi, inikhaga. The ceremony is inikhaga, the making of a breath. And then when we were finished, we set our fire down. But the most critical thing was from our star knowledge. And when those, at the time of a door opening, we call it, and for 7 days, there's going to be a time all over the earth where the holy is going to be looking where the people are praying. I give you that to help you understand why we were in lodge and in ceremony and making a prayer for this day in the beginning of these 7 days, and then on and on to the future. So I thank you for, like I said, for being allowed to talk. And I'm very happy to be able to share our concerns about our homeland here. Many of you were involved and have mentioned about Standing Rock with the DAPL business. And even at my age, I had to do my time in the dog cage and the courts. But that's okay, because we older ones must stand as an example for our young And I know this is a youth segment, so to speak. And we must be that example, and we must stand with our truth. We must stand with that man that was just talking from Australia when he talked about that shadow. Our teaching on that is the shadow never lies. The shadow shows the truth of who we are. And in Lakota, our word for Nagi, our word for shadow is Nagi, but it is also the word for spirit. They are one and the same. They show the truth of your being. So I'm very happy to be able to say some things I hope that can help in this effort that we're all making and joining with you in that solidarity, joining with you in that spirit that is all over the earth through those fires that have been lit on this World Peace and Prayer Day. It is sad that we recognize this as only one day. It should be every day. It should be all as a constant way of life for all of us. But yet, it is a beginning and a dialogue and the expressing of those thoughts and this power that's coming through. Especially that young man from Canada. I was very impressed at Sean earlier. He's the type of young man that has strength in him. He has intellect. And he expressed himself very powerfully. That we need those, and we need those type of young people, males and females. Been communicating with Paula Horn, Arvel's wife, back and forth during the talks. And I expressed to her about this being Father's Day here in America. I'm mentioning that because I want to send a voice out to all the earth, to all the fathers. I am a father. I am a dad. And I'm going to be leaving at some day in the future under Wakantanka's rule and decision. I'll be leaving my legacy with my children. And I know that each one of us as fathers and as mothers who have to take on that role of father because of our dysfunctions and our hardships that we have in our indigenous brown communities, red communities, black communities, all over the earth. But I want to say Happy Father's Day to everyone. And I understand from Paula that I was to speak to some environmental and what we are facing here in the Chesapa, the Black Hills, but not just the Black Hills, throughout all our homeland. The pipelines, the mines, so many things that we are beset by, but we are standing upon our spiritual right, upon the natural law, as that young other man from Canada mentioned, and Sean mentioned. We're standing on those. And our right to exist, our right to live, and our children's right to live, and their children for 7 generations. And if we are good teachers in our time now, that 7th generation will remember us, not in just our name, because those can get lost, but they will say, grandfather said this, grandmother said that, and they will follow it. So that is our responsibility. It is to the youth, for we must invest in them our time. We must invest in them our knowledge. We must watch them and help them when and where we can. So we are beset, like I said, with many difficulties. And yet we're doing our best. And I encourage all of the indigenous listening and those non-indigenous that can help us, that can assist, that can learn from us. Learn what you can so that your generations will become the grandfathers and grandmothers in this land of America and or wherever you are on the earth. So I'm passing that message to everyone. Today, I have grandchildren here. I have my other sons and daughter-in-laws, my daughters, and I'm very happy that my children are with me. Oh, let us do our best. Let us do what we can to help our mother, the earth, to help those grandfathers and grandmothers to meet us halfway, because it is one thing to pray and then stand and do nothing, but it is part of your responsibility to live that prayer and to walk it. Make your life beautiful and walk in that beauty that is all around us in the creation. So I'm thanking you, each and every one, in this month of the children, this time that we're in, to truly express what is in our hearts and minds and spirits, so that our legacies that we leave will be strong, will have integrity, they will have truth, they will have justice, they will have respect for one another and the earth and the sky and the water and the animals and the birds, everything that is. So with that, as we conducted our ceremony last night, a quiet power come. And the spirit of that power was female. It was a woman that come into ceremony. And she came to help us, to settle our spirits and not let our blood run too hot, and think with the mind of aggression, but to think and feel with the mind and the feeling of love. It is from that love that we must send our voices out through our actions and our deeds. It's from love. Because we love our children, we love this way of life that we have, each and every one of us, no matter where we are from on the face of the earth. So I thank you for this time, and I hope that as this goes out, that many will see it. It is not for our individual aggrandizement or accolade. We are here to make this voice together as a peoples of this earth and the children of Wakantanka, of God. And I hope that each and every one of you has good health and happiness and understandings in your life. Thank
you. Thank you, grandfather, father, brother, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, we can get behind all of this. the power of love, the power of prayer. Thank you to everyone holding space. We have about 15 minutes in the broadcast before we have all the National Children's Campaign youth come on after us to discuss what they think we need to know. So can Carol come on, please? Carol, are you here?
Can I go?
Ori, you haven't gone yet, huh?
No.
Ori, come on,
That was
Ori.
me.
Let's hear. And then after Ori, we'll have Nicole. And then we'll have time for maybe a person or two after that. So let's do like the 2 to 3 minute, beautiful, powerful, impactful love in action. Ori, it's all you. Thank you.
Sawubona, namaste. I am to Chief Alvo Looking Horse Paula and my good friends Linda and Buzz Daney, and to all the other participants as well. Namaste, I greet the God in you. I am South African as well, fourth generation South African now. And I work at the university, at the Durban University of Technology, and I helped Ela when she hosted World Peace and Prayer Day in South Africa in 2002. Amongst my passions in my work is to work with small villages and poorer communities to create microeconomies and create sustainable living. So my prayer today is for the environment, the land, and sustainable living. I refer mostly to South Africa or Southern Africa and the African continent. And sustainable living, not for people only. Our animals are suffering, the wild animals of Africa. In a year, we lose over 1,000 rhino to poaching. Elephants are being driven out due to the, again, poaching, but also the encroachment of humanity and the buildings. And a lot of this is through people wanting to make money. Agricultural land is being taken over by Gulf estates and what people call eco estates, where they may have a few buck and giraffe running around. And these, of course, are all for the rich, which means agriculture suffers, and hence our cost of living goes higher, which means the poor people suffer, indigenous people suffer. And we're losing that. To build these Gulf estates and put up these other buildings as well, we are destroying rain belts, where areas that we've had a lot of rainfall are now seeing a lot less rainfall. So these are the issues I think we need to pray about. When we look at the sea, for example, apart from the people wanting to mine the shores as well, we have overfishing, we have people from foreign lands coming to fish our waters, we have pollution through sewage, through minerals, through chemicals, but a lot of our fish are dying because they're ingesting plastics. That comes from generally everybody. The plastic scourge here is becoming a serious issue for our fish. We've seen the Antarctica, the South Pole, having heat that they've not experienced, that land has not experienced before. And we see this, the effect on the sea life. We last week, over 300 kilogram squid washed on our shore. Now that squid lives in the very depths of the ocean, but those animals, those life at the very depth of the ocean are also being affected. And you know, the sea used to also provide sustainable living for many communities. They can't rely on that anymore. So in closing this very short one, maybe I want to paraphrase Chief Seattle. The earth does not belong to man. Man belongs to the earth. We need to preserve it for our children's children. And in the spirit of South Africa's Ubuntu, which means I am because of you. We need to bring that across the world. And that, I hope, is the prayer that this collective energy will help us to preserve the earth. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm sure we all agree and have put our power behind that request, that we understand we are one. Thank you so much. Happy Father's Day to you. Yay. Thank you for the micro communities. I think it's really important for people to understand how to come together in new ways. I think it's beautiful. All right. Maestro Manuel, are you here with us? Awesome. Hello and welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So we've got a few minutes for each person here. Can you please share your love powerfully, profoundly, and beautifully directed and out to all?
We are one. So my name is Manuel Rufino. I come from the Caribbean. From the people that I say to everybody when they ask me from where are you coming from, I say I come from the people that discovered Colombo.
Nice.
So I'm really happy to be here participating on this, World Prayers Day with Chief Arbor Looking Horse. So leader of the Sioux Nations and the Lakota, Dakota, and Nakota, which I was very honored to meet him last year as I asked him to please come and honor us by coming to a gathering that we also do here in New York. It's called the Heart and Mind Festival. He honored us by coming, and I was so happy. I am so happy again to see him through this medium. I'm happy that we are here together, standing after 500 years or 400 years of situations. We still working to be who we are, and at the same time allowing other people to be who they are. We all have the right to be in the land, in the towns, in the mountains, by the rivers, by the lakes, by the trees, by the peoples of the land that live in the forest, all in harmony, including man, which is just another one more in the forest. So in peace and harmony to all the nations of the world, that we all come together one day. Everybody, doesn't matter your race or colors or gender, to honor each other as who we are. So I am very happy to be here in this panel and happy to share. As my uncle told me once, if you go north, don't forget us. And of course, I have never, ever abandoned that. He was a man that never, ever would take a car. He said, no, we go through the mountains. I see you in the city. Don't forget that we have the best car ever, which is our bodies. Honor the people of the land that were here originally. So I come from the Caribbean, from the island called Quisqueya, which means, in general, the mother of all land. So I'm very happy to be here in support of peace and togetherness and justice and good care of the earth, because it is where we put our feet every day. Our houses are on her. Our life is there. We are people of the forest. Civilization comes and goes, and we go back to the forest. So in peace and harmony to all brown people of the world and people of all colors, let all just be happy and be peaceful. Aho.
Oh, thank you, Maestro Manuel. Love to the waters, all the way to the islands, all through the world. Love all over our beautiful planet. Sweet power. Thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so much. Many blessings. Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Say happy
It's a good
Father's
day.
Day.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Good day to be.
It is. Thank you for joining us. We're honored to have you here.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
inviting us, and it's so nice to meet you on this.
I know, it's great. We'll see each other again. It's a good thing. All right, World Peace and Prayer Day. Here we go. Nicole, honey love, you are up next, my friend.
Thank you, Haiti.
Yay,
I know
nice
we
to
have.
see you. Thank you for being here with us and being so patient. Please
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, great. Introduce yourself and let us have it here. What are we doing with prayer, World Peace and Prayer Day with you today?
Thank you, Haiti, and thank you, everybody who's been on this panel and before. It's been an honor to just listen and learn and pray together. Special thanks to Chief Overlooking Horace and Paula for inviting me and asking me to share some of the situation with the children and that the current detention centers and some of the border issues that are happening, which I wholeheartedly need prayers, and we ask for prayers and keep these children and mothers in your hearts every day as we go forward. Well, my name is Nicole Maria Yanes. I am Opata. I am currently in Nogales, Arizona. Was raised in Nogales, Sonora. It's a border town, Nogales, between Mexico and the U.S. And yeah, I won't take too much time, I guess, to talk about myself because I really know that we're running here on time and want to ask for some prayers. I need to speak about the current situation that a lot of our relatives who have been asking for asylum and have been in process of getting asylum because of violence, because of climate change, because of domestic violence and drug abuse. And we're here in the United States already. And when COVID hit, 20,000 were deported into border cities. And so when everybody said, stay at home, well, where's home, right? And we've been doing our best to feed those children, mostly children and mothers, here in Nogales, Sonora, feeding with hot breakfast every morning for the last month or so. And I know other cities are doing the same. And it's this times that people are coming together, which is so beautiful to see. But some of these relatives, right, they have traveled from their home for weeks to get here. They can't go back. They can't go back to the violence that they're fleeing. And so I ask special prayers for those that are still waiting for a better life, for a safer life, for freedom and liberation. The other situation which this issue is very complex, but we're talking about children here. Over a few 100,000, over 100,000 children have come looking for a better life. And when the zero tolerance policy passed by the current administration, those children and the mothers got separated. Those young children got separated from their parents. Some, you know, have all right conditions, but some living in very inhumane conditions. A lot of those children in the last few years were given to caregivers. They got lost in the system, they say. A lot of those caregivers are known to be sexual, that had committed sexual assault before. And the system put these children into their hands. Those children have not been seen. We don't know if they got trafficked. And so this is the current human trafficking and slavery that's happening right now, that the United States government is doing. So I ask for prayers for those children. Right now with COVID, in June, over 1,500 children had tested positive. And imagine, you know, our children right now in our homes are suffering. They're wondering what's happening. They want to go outside. These children don't even have their mothers. They don't have their parents for comfort. They're far away from their homes. They're confused. They're lost. So I ask for protection for them, and that we keep them close to our hearts, to our prayers every day, that they're safe. They're in centers held by the Office of Refugee Resettlement Office, and that we ask for protection for them. We care for our children. We care for our loved ones during this situation, and we cannot forget those that we don't see. We cannot forget the children and those families and mothers and parents who are separated right now. Right now, a lot of the mothers got asked if they wanted to sign away their children to families and caregivers again. And a lot of the mothers did without knowing where their children were going to go. And a lot of those families are not going to get reconnected again. And so let's also pray for all those protectors and freedom fighters that are helping these families and that are every day advocating and visiting, and those teachers that are out there teaching these children and caring for them, people in our community that are doing their best to help them stay safe. Also prayers for protection for them. Finally, Paula and Chief Arvel had asked me to speak about the border issue and the sacred site destruction that has happened. And especially with this border being built in sacred sites, and especially along the Saguaro National Park, which is traditional Tohono O'odham territories. And I've been out there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful sacred land. There's springs, Kitawaquito Spring. There's stories, autumn stories. And so they're tearing down to build this word. They're tearing down those sacred sites. They're tearing down those sites that not only as humans rely on, but animals rely on those too. And so I ask for prayers as well, because it is being built. It is being built. The destruction has happened and it's continuing to happen. So I really ask for prayers for not only the land, but for those that are really trying to stop this destruction. And for peace, we need unity. We need to build bridges, not more walls. We need to unite, especially during these times. And I don't want to take much more time, so I really appreciate everybody who's listening and hearing, and everybody who went before me and will go after.
Thank you so much, Sister. This is World Peace and Prayer Day, and it's the Children's Global Wave of Love. And you have heard, if you pray for anything in the whole world right now, if the people who are listening out there and who will hear this in the future, if you can pray for our Mother Earth and our children and our youth, I think you'll have the bases covered for love, care, and respect, because we need to take care of everybody. The things that are happening on this planet with the children and that have happened with the children are coming into balance. We are going to continue this type of work as we move forward. World Peace and Prayer Day is one day, but our action can be every single day. So as God is my witness, Paula and Chief Looking Horse and everyone on this panel will get contacted in the coming months to figure out how we can mobilize in a greater and more sustainable way to continue this work so that the people have the support that they need to move forward in the world and know that they're not alone in this work, right? We've got to stay connected, hearts on. World Peace and Prayer Day, moving forward into the world, because we are one, and what happens to our brothers and sisters is happening to us. Thank God we are realizing that. Nicole, thank you for that. What a beautiful way to end. Thank you, everyone. We have the next segment coming up, which is National Children's Campaign. So it's going to be a lot of children's voices about what they are planning on doing, what they've been doing. And I look forward to working with locked arms with all of the people on this panel in the future. Thank you for your beautiful, unique, sovereign souls on this earth. May Spirit back up your prayers and your deepest heart's desires with the whole power of the universes, all of them at once, as we move up and forward in love, care, and respect of this earth. I feel like we have this next 7 days, and then we have the rest of our lives to carry on this business. And as we do it, we're going to keep moving forward. So thank you to everyone. Thanks, Chief Looking Horse, for holding the space for 25 years. World Peace and Prayer Day for 25 years. For Paula, for Myron Dewey from Digital Smoke Signals, who held the stream for 4 whole days. To all the fire keepers, all the prayer warriors, all the lovers and the unifiers, World Unity Week for supporting us, We the World for offering the live stream. So many blessings. I love you, I thank you, and I respect you. Here we grow. Let's do this thing. Happy Father's Day and blessed World Peace and Prayer Day to all. Thank you, everyone. You can all unmute and send your love real quick if you like.
Hey, loads of love.
Peace, everyone.
Thank you. Much love to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so
Thank you very, very much.
much. Gratitude.
Gratitude.
Very inspiring.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Okay.
all our relations.
Thank you.
All right.